I'm ready now. I'm about to order my taxi to go into the city. I'm having a sweet milk latte. It's pretty good. And then I will be there.
This day was a complete write-off. I ended up getting to the phone store and then realizing I left my passport at home, had to get a taxi back home, get my passport, then go back to the shop. I was then in the phone shop for like 3 hours, so let's forget that day ever happened, because it was awful. But now I have a Japanese phone number, so slay. So I went to this place called Surprise Donkey. It's right across from where my bus stop was, and I went and I got this peach ice cream and it was so good. Had like chunks of fresh peaches and ice cream and it was so nice. But then I realized I missed my bus, so then I stayed for lunch. So I had dessert before lunch, but that's okay. So the menu, they specialize in Hamburg steak. So they had heaps and heaps of options. I ended up getting a light meal, which came with rice, the Hamburg steak and some cheese, and just sipped on some water. So it was really, really hot this day, so I actually appreciated kind of being inside and just being able to chill out and eat some lunch. So this is the Hamburg steak here with the fake American cheese. It was okay. Don't know if I'd come back here, but it was alright.
Hi guys, I have had a very stressful day. I'm now at the bus stop for the third time. I am trying to get to the city to get my stuff from House Off or Off House secondhand shop. And normally they allow you to take key cars or K-vans for free, and of course my store doesn't. Didn't tell me that until after I had finished paying. So I've now got all this stuff sitting there and no way to get it. So I've hired a car. I'm going to pick that up now to then hopefully go and pick up my furniture. So that is the plan. My bus is going to be here in like 2 minutes and it's so hot. So wish me luck. Hi guys, I am bright red. I've just managed to bring back half of the lounge that I bought in the car, and it's halfway up my stairs. I just had to have a break, so I've driven the little car. It is a K car. It is so freaking stinking cute. Very cute. Currently have my microwave next to me. But I'm at 7-Eleven. I'm gonna grab a drink, maybe an ice cream. I'm so hot. Atsui. So I'm gonna do that and then head back to the secondhand shop because I need to get the rest of the lounge and my new bike. I'm so excited, but let's get a drink first. Hello again. So I have successfully taken my new bike home, gotten the furniture into my house, but I haven't put it anywhere else. So it's just in the front entryway. But right now I am at Nitori, which is apparently a cheap furniture store. So let's go look around Nitori. I really need a bed, and a rug and curtains. So that is the 3 things I'm looking for. So let's go. Hello. So yesterday was a bit of a bust. I went to Nitori and I ended up getting a couple of things. So I got these bins. Everything's a little chaotic right now, don't mind that. It's an ironing board, a couple of other bits and pieces, but alas, I did not find a bed. I did find one I thought was really nice, but the length of it is actually too short. So my husband Sam, who's joining me in December, is 6 foot, like 7-ish. So he's very tall, and finding a bed that's going to fit him is going to be a massive struggle in Japan, but I've come up with a solution. I found 2 bed frames that are 200 centimeters flat, and the mattresses from IKEA are 200 centimeters, which is fine, but they don't get here for another 2 weeks, which is a bit stressful because obviously I'd like to have my bed and mattress put together. So I'm hoping if I order it tomorrow, I could get lucky and it might arrive in that time. But for now, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in my Amazon cart, and I'm still waiting on my debit card, which is coming this afternoon. Then I can set that up and buy everything else that I need. So that's really good. But looking at the measurements of the bedroom, so this is the main bedroom, and what we've got is I've worked out if I have a very large bed that goes along here, I can leave a gap here. So it can be around 220 centimeters that way, which is huge, I know, but I want a big bed. I have cats, I would like to have snuggles with them in the bed, and I want it to be nice and big. So we've worked out if we get a single and a semi-double, which is like the Japanese standard beds, then it will fit. And then the other thing is I got my couch up here. I actually had to get a handyman service to come and deliver. I actually had this in the K car yesterday, got it halfway up the stairs myself, and then had a bit of a mani-bee and couldn't get it further. So they helped me bring it up. It's really nice. It's got storage under all of these, and they can lay out flat as a bed. So that is probably what I'm going to be sleeping on until the mattresses and the bed frames arrive and I put it all together. So that is the plan. I did want to get new curtains at Nitori yesterday, but some of them were really expensive, so I didn't get them, and then I got home, searched on Amazon, and they were literally the same price. So I could have just bought the ones from Nitori, which I actually preferred, but that's okay. I am now going to go to take the car back, but before I take the car back, I'm going to go for a walk on the beach and actually see the beach here where I live, because I really want to see the beach, and I've had a lot of stressful things going on, people back home, stuff like that. So I'm just hoping that can help me feel a bit of joy at the moment, because I'm very stressed, very overwhelmed, and I think that's pretty normal for people who've moved overseas and kind of changed their whole life very quickly. So that is the plan today. So take the car back, go do that, and also I've gotten a new phone because my old phone, it was just dying very, very slowly, and now it's dying quicker. So I thought I'd had a lot longer with it. I do not. So I actually got a phone given to me from the phone shop, which was really weird. So I'm setting all my stuff up on it. Currently it's a Samsung, so it shouldn't be too hard to use because I've currently got Android Samsung as well. So they are just a couple of things going on today, and I do need to do groceries because I have nothing in my fridge. I have a kiwi, an apple, some tomatoes, and butter. Like, I can't really do much with that. So I'm gonna go grocery shopping, maybe write a list this time and actually go in with a purpose and not just look around and be excited by everything. So that is the plan, and I shall see you hopefully if I make it to the beach. Good morning. Yesterday was a bit of a bust in regards to going to the beach. I did not have time, but I came home. I did a lot of shopping yesterday. I got a lot of essentials because I had the car, so I was able to do like a big grocery run. But I also was in the city, so I went back to Daiso, got a couple of extra things. But my sleeping arrangement has gotten so much better. So I have my new sofa. I've then washed my sheets yesterday, put the futon on top of the sofa, and it is so much comfier. So that is an A+. Because before it was just so flat and thin and my back was not having it. I also bought a bike and I'm so excited. I'm hopefully going to show you that today or tomorrow, depending on what I get up to today, because I think I'd like to just have a day where I do nothing, because I have not done that yet. But this morning I'm going to make a breakfast and I wanted to bring you with me. Also, please do not mind I look like this. Last night I had a very, very good bath. I scrubbed and face masked and everything, so my skin is like very, very
not irritated, it's just, it's happening. There's things happening on my skin, good things. But I want to make a breakfast this morning that is not, I guess it is a Japanese breakfast, but I'm doing it in kind of my way. So traditionally to eat natto, which is fermented soybeans, you mix it with like a soy sauce, and I think it's like a spicy mustard, and it goes really sticky, and apparently it smells a bit funky, and you put it over rice, and typically you have it with a raw egg. Now, I am not quite brave enough to have a raw egg yet, so I'm going to cook the egg a little bit just so it is still gooey, and I love a runny yolk, but I'm not a big fan of like a runny white. So I'm going to cook the egg, put it over the rice, and then have the natto with it, and I'm gonna give it a go. I hope I don't waste it, but this is a traditional Japanese food that is so good for you. To use Western food terms, a superfood, right? It's supposed to be really, really good for your digestion, and it's very, very commonly eaten here. It's very cheap and affordable, so we're gonna give it a go. I've never had it before. I've seen some of, when I came in 2018, I think it was, to Japan, with my university, I saw one of my uni friends eat it, and they couldn't figure out what it was. They were kind of grossed out by it, which is fair, because it's a very strange food, and it's not something we are used to in the West. But I'm gonna give it a go. I think the one thing that's gonna throw me off is probably the texture. It's very slimy, and they're like, mix it till it's really slimy, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. But the smell of it is apparently quite like a fermented smell, and I like fermented foods. I like pickles. I actually really like the smell of sourdough starter, so I think I'll be okay with the smell. I'm just worried about the textural experience, so let's have a go at that. But I'm going to have egg, rice, natto, give it a go. If that doesn't work out, I'll probably either just have an egg on some rice, or I will have a yogurt just to have some breakfast. So that is the plan. So let's get cooking. So I have my rice. This is the natto I got. It's just the best price one from aaaaand, like the cheap one. And then I've got my egg, and I'm going to cook my egg in some butter just because yum. Pan, let's get the pan on. I don't want it too hot. That's one thing I've got to say is I'm not used to gas. In Australia, gas is really expensive, and my old house just had an induction stove. It would take a while, but it was really safe. Like, it just kind of, it would turn off if you took the pan off and all of that. So I'm not quite used to the gas yet, where it's just like blaring hot straight away. So that is something I'm slowly getting used to. All right, so I'm going to fry the egg first, and then I will warm the rice up in the pan after. Egg, look how white this egg is. I'm used in Australia, like backyard chicken eggs, where they're like brown, a couple of feathers on them. So like, this is a pristine egg to me. I also got bins, which is very, very helpful. So this is so far our setup. Let me move my foot. So I got this foam mat from Daiso, and it fits this area perfectly, which is very, very satisfying. But I wanted a mat to go under the bins just in case there was any sort of spillage. I ended up getting this bin set up from Nitori, and I set it up yesterday. It was super easy. And so I've got my burnable trash in here, so like food scraps, light plastics and plastic containers, pet bottles, and then I need another bin for cans and glass. So that will probably go here as well. But I also have my new rice cooker, which I got from Hard Off, which I'm not going to use yet because I still have some of the kind of instant rice that I've been using. It's looking really good. I still want the runny yolk to mix with the rice and the natto. So it smells pretty good. That seasoning salt actually smells delicious. I'm a bit worried. Okay, this is the natto. Okay, I can't smell it yet. That could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Okay, so it comes with the like soy saucy packet and then spicy English mustard, I think it is. Oh, they are sticky. Okay. Look. You only know if you don't, like, you have to try these things, right? Chopsticks. Whoa. It's very sticky. I actually don't know if I'll be able to eat this. It's kind of making me feel a little gaggy. Ugh. Okay. I'm putting in the soy saucy stuff and a tiny bit of the hot English mustard. I'm pretty sure it's hot English mustard because I'm not a huge fan of the nose feel hot English mustard gives. I love the wasabi feel, but I feel like hot English mustard is always a bit different. So if I can show you how sticky and crazy looking this is. And now this is eaten every day in Japanese households. So people, I feel like people either love it or hate it. So we are going to give it a go. Okay, so I've got my egg, my rice, my natto, my sticky chopsticks. I think the only thing I can do right now is put the natto in my mouth and see what my body thinks of it. Oh, itadakimasu. I should say that. Okay. Ooh. I'm not a huge fan. I actually don't think I can eat that. Ooh. That is a very odd flavor. I don't think that's one for me. I'm gonna do another little taste test, but I'm gonna have it with some rice and egg and see if that kind of helps. Look, I'm giving it a real hot go. Nope. Unfortunately, natto is a no for me at the moment. I don't know if I'll get better, but that is a textural experience I really dislike. The flavor of it is actually not that bad. It is the texture. When you're a textural eater, that was something very different. But taste-wise, it's got like quite a nice savory, funky flavor, but that texture is really, I don't want to say the word vile, but I can't eat oysters either. Like that slimy texture, that was like really sticky and slimy. Not for me. Nope. Egg and rice it is. Hi guys, so I've hardly vlogged today or yesterday. Just moving and all of that has kind of caught up to me, I think. So I'm just taking a couple of days to kind of feel refreshed and feel a bit more human, which is nice. So I've just kind of been sitting on the lounge sleeping a lot. I'm finding I'm sleeping heaps. And I rang my husband about it and he just checked in on me because that's a big sign of kind of my anxiety and depression is sleeping. But I genuinely think it's just exhaustion, so no complaints there, so I should be fine. But I just had dinner. I made some red bream fish and seasoned it and just had some broccoli as well. And that was really nice and simple. I did have plans today to go out and get some gifts for people, but I have just been really tired, so that will maybe be tomorrow, I'm thinking. But I did find there's a Daiso not very far from me, maybe about a 20-minute walk, and today it rained on and off, and so it was really muggy,
but I just want to show you the clouds out here because there is currently a typhoon in Japan, and it's passing over, so the weather is very, very interesting, and obviously it's the first time I've ever dealt with it. I'm sure there's been much more severe typhoons in this area. Obviously this one is very little rain, hardly any wind, so yeah, I haven't really experienced anything crazy yet, but I do want to show you the clouds because they're absolutely stunning. So you can see all the different colors, but then how dark that is coming over through there. It's just a bit crazy. Probably going to play some more Zelda. I've been back into playing Tears of the Kingdom, restarting that on the Switch 2. And there's a Switch 2 version, which I didn't know, so I'm going to have to, once I get my bank card sorted, get that. That's another thing, I still don't have my bank card. If I did, I would be absolutely getting everything for my house, but I don't, and I have no way of buying all the things I need. So currently still living on the lounge. I will show you my little nest. So this has been me for the past 2 days, basically just laid out here playing the Switch, not really doing much else. I think I'm a very big believer in things, just get things done. And so having the barriers like not having the bank card and having to wait for things, it doesn't do well for me because I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist and I like design. So I have all these ideas of how I want things and I have to wait for it to be like that, which is, it's such a like selfish mindset, but that's how my mind is because I'm a creative person. So like if I see a painting I really like, I'm like, I reckon I could create something similar to that with similar colors but more my style, like, and I will just do it. So that's kind of how my brain is. I hope that makes sense. But so yeah, I'm just struggling at the moment with not being able to do much in terms of getting the house ready, and I'm missing having a bedroom and things like that. But oh, that is bright. Have a little study area kind of set up now. I did bring my pets with me. So these are my pets that have passed away. So they definitely came with me. So they've been watching out for me, which is lovely. I did some work today, wrote some letters. So that was nice. Kind of spent some time doing that type of stuff. And then, yeah, empty bedroom still. Wanting a bed. But it is nice to be able to say I've got some clothes hung up. I have some pants I need to take up actually. So that could definitely be something I do tomorrow. But yeah, just chilling out. Trying to feel somewhat human in the humidity, which, I'm not a huge fan of humidity, never have been. Even when I lived up near Byron Bay, that was never something I enjoyed about it, was the humidity. So yeah, just getting used to it. But on the exciting part of things, this is my bike battery. I charged it up last night and I tried my bike for the first time. It does need a little bit of air in the tires. So I'm hoping tomorrow, if I do end up going out, hopefully I do get out of this kind of funky state I'm in, go and get a bike pump to pump up the tires a little bit, then come back here, pump the tires up obviously, and then take it down to the bike shop because I want them to do like just a check of everything and just check that it's functioning right and that it doesn't need anything else added because it's secondhand and I just want to make sure it's all safe. I've got my safety stuff. So in Japan you have to have like a bike insurance. I've already paid that. It's signed over to me. They know I have the bike, but I just need to make sure it's all safe. So my bike is a Panasonic. I will have to go down and show you her. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's lime green. I think she's considered a mamachari. She's got the back part which you can put a baby seat on later or like a box or whatever, and then also has a basket on the front. She's so cute. But coming from Australia, one thing that's very strange about riding a bike is you don't need a helmet. Here it's kind of not a huge deal if you don't wear your helmet. I was reading up on some Japanese studies of why they haven't included that as part of their kind of safety thing, and a lot of people were like, well, it ruins my hair before work, so it's just an inconvenience. And a lot of people ride bikes from a young age without helmets, so they're kind of used to it. And so I was reading that and kind of like, oh, I guess it makes sense. But in Australia, it's really, really strict. Like, you can get it on the spot fine for not wearing your helmet. So I still feel a little bit like I need to wear my helmet. But I also don't really want to be the odd one out not wearing a helmet. I mean, wearing the helmet and looking a bit funny, even though safety's not funny, guys. Okay, we should be wearing helmets, in my humble opinion. What else have I been getting up to? Not much. I did want to show you this product, which I found at the pharmacy, and I love it. So this is Biore. I love Biore products. I liked it in Australia, but the Japanese Biore stuff is just out of this world. This is a UV protection mist, and so I put sunscreen on every day, and I just bought my Australian sunscreen, the Nivea 50 plus, but I find I wear it during the day, and then obviously I sweat it off, or it's been a few hours and I need to reapply, and I don't want to rub something on my skin, because I don't know if anyone else has the issue where you reapply sunscreen and it kind of balls up, it feels oily and gross. I tried this and it's fantastic. It's got quite a strong alcohol-y smell, I guess because it's almost like not a sanitizer, but it's got that similar kind of concept. And I sprayed it on and it's fantastic. Really light mist, very cooling as well. So recommend, if you're in Japan this summer, pick yourself up some of this. Really, really good. Yeah, so just moseying around the house today. I've cleaned up, mopped, taken the rubbish out, and I think I did that right. I really hope I do. 4 different categories of rubbish we have here, so it's just a bit of a mind game to try and figure out what goes where, but I think I did it. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I shall see you all later. Holy moly, it is hot out there. I ventured out today just to grab a couple of things. I needed some food for dinner, so I went to the grocery store, but I got a new drink. I like trying new things, so I got a new drink that I've never had before, and I think it is pomegranate flavored. I'm just going to do a little bit of translation here. Pomegranate Korean fruit tea. Looks like this. It is delicious. So very happy with that choice. And then down the road from me, I kept seeing on Google Maps there was this really, really popular French patisserie. And if you know anything about like Japanese ratings, if it has a high rating, it's bound to be pretty dang good. So I went looking for it, I couldn't find it, and then I found it's actually like around the back of the front of the store, so it's like a little secret part. And I got 2 natto biscuits. His little tail broke in my bag, but so cute. And then one of these little guys, which looks absolutely delectable. So I'm going to have my Korean tea and have this and maybe a little bit of my biscuit. And then other thing I went and got is I went to the post office, got some boxes because I need to send some gifts to some friends, and a whole bag full of goodies for them as well, which I won't show because I know that they will watch this video and I don't want to spoil their surprise when it arrives. But just a little update. Today is Friday, so I'm almost, no, Thursday. I thought today was Friday. One day ahead. So it's Thursday today, tomorrow's Friday. I'd like to go into the city tomorrow, pick up a couple extra things for their gift boxes before I send them. And then pretty much that's it. And then I start work next week. So it's just been a bit crazy and just hot this week. So this week has felt a little bit like I don't really want to do anything. But yeah, still waiting on my card. So still have just my lounge for furniture wise. But I did go and put all my money into my bank account. So that's good. Now I feel like I don't have stacks of cash, which is a good feeling, because not that I felt unsafe, I just felt like I was going to lose it, so it was good to go put it in the bank, so it's nice and safe in the bank, which is great. But yeah, I'm going to have my cold tea, a bicky, watch some TV. Should be a good afternoon. Good morning everyone. So today I'm actually leaving the house for once. I am going to head to the train station, so I've got to catch a bus to the train station and then jump on a train. I'm going to a town about an hour away to go to Mega Donkey because I need to get some gifts for people. We do have a Don Quixote where I live, but it's like a mini one, and I want to go to the mega one. So that is the plan. And then I'm also going to get some sushi while I'm over there because I still have not had sushi in Japan. I know. So that is the plan today, but I will document my little journey today and yeah, show you around. Let's go. So I have come to get some sushi for lunch. I've just spent the day in the city over doing some shopping. So I went to Don Quixote, which was really fun. Spent way too much money, as you do. And then I've come back home on the train and I'm getting sushi here. So that should be good. I had to get a bike pump for my bike and I bought everything left and then had to go back and get the bike pump because I forgot it, so that's good. But it's very, very hot today, so I'm hoping this food helps. Cheers. Come on. Hi guys, so I'm going to wrap this vlog up here for week 2 here in Japan. I've officially been here for 10 days. So my plan is to try and upload every Friday or Saturday. That will be the plan. I haven't quite started work yet, so we will see once work rolls around how that kind of routine goes. But I should be fine to be able to keep it because I am by myself for a while, and I think if I kind of get into a routine of doing that, it gives me not just something to do, but I think it's also important for me to make. So that is the goal. But right now, before I say goodbye to you, I do want to show you my bike because I managed to get an incredible deal at Off House, which or House Off I think it's called. So I managed to get an absolute steal of a deal on a bike at House Off House. Can't remember. There's Hard Off as well, which is like the electronics version, but this is like the home goods. And so I was able to find pretty much the exact bike I was looking for, and it was maybe $500 cheaper, and it's pretty much hardly ridden, brand new. So the bike I was looking for initially is a Panasonic or a Bridgestone electric bike, and I went in kind of with no expectations if they would even have one, but I got so lucky. So this is my bike. I have named her Fruit Salad. So she's a beautiful lime color. She's a Panasonic bike, electric, and I got this little guy today. I will show you him a little bit in a second, but battery goes in here. It's got lots of locks and safety features and a really good Bridgestone seat. So you can also put a basket on the back of it if you'd like, but it's also got the basket already ready to go on the front. So this is going to be perfect for work. This is also the little guy I got today. He's so cute, and he works as a little horn. So I love it, but it's also got another bell too. He's just more for aesthetics. So that was pretty lucky I got that bike. And I've tried out the battery, checked all the tires and everything, and it's pretty much brand new. Like, I think the person who bought that may have only had it for a couple of years because it's listed as a 2024, and obviously that means it's only 2 years old, but looking at it, it hardly looks ridden. So I think that was a pretty good deal. So I ended up paying 88,000 yen, and online that specific bike, I think, if I can remember off memory, was around 120 to 130,000 yen. So very happy with that, and it's a great color. I haven't seen a color like that. I've seen a lot of red, white, black, silver bikes, but I haven't seen a lime green, so it kind of feels like it was made for me. I'm destined to have the bright green bike. So that is Fruit Salad, my bike. So yeah, but just wanted to finish off with that because transport has been one thing that I'm learning about, and one thing that's been not a struggle, but very different. So when I was in the airport leaving, I should have got what was called an IC card. Did I? No, because I knew how to get a ticket to the train, and it was so busy. I was like, I'm not going to worry about an IC card right now. I'm just going to get my 2 giant suitcases and my other carry-on bags and just get out of here. And I kind of regret not stopping and waiting, because an IC card in Japan, you might have heard of like Pasmo, Suica, those cards. But today, I finally got one. Only been here for 10 days and finally got one. But I found that my bus, and Google Maps also, I don't know if this is a widely shared thing, probably is. Google Maps in Japan is on and off. It can be great. It can also be a bit of a hindrance. So it was telling me to catch the bus, get off the bus at this one station and walk to my local station, which would have taken like 10 extra minutes. But my bus goes directly to the station, but it wasn't saying that. So I just did some like tapping on Google just to check what the actual route was, because I was like really close to the station, and I was like, why is it telling me to get off here? So I just stayed on the bus, got off, and one of the first things I did was get my IC card. So this is not a Pasmo or a Suica, it's a Tolka or Tolaisia. I don't know how you'd say it, but it's pretty much the same as the other two, just a different kind of brand. But that's been really good to have, because you can just tap on and off the buses, and I'm going to be using the buses here a lot, so I'm very glad I got that. Yeah, I have been using coins, which has been good because you end up with heaps of coins, but it's a bit confusing. If you've never been on a bus in Japan, and I'm not sure if buses are like this in Tokyo, I'm sure they are, they're probably very similar, but if you don't have an IC card, you need a bus ticket. You don't have to pre-buy your bus ticket. You get onto the bus, and there's like a little machine, and you pull out a ticket, and it'll say a number, and that number is the stop that you have been picked up at. So for example, my stop I think is like number 2, so my little ticket says number 2. Then at the front of the bus there's a screen, and it has each stop with a counter of how much yen you owe from whatever stop you get off at. So say my stop is like 6 stops away, it will increase as we go, and then eventually when I get off, I look at the number up there. Okay, my ticket says 2, I look at 2, and 2 will owe a certain amount of money compared to 1 who got on before me and 3 who got on after me. It's a bit confusing, but I hope that makes sense. So if you're ever stuck in Japan trying to use a bus and you don't have an IC card, that's how you do it. And I've worked it out now, and I know it's 280 yen to get from my local stop to the town kind of centre, which isn't too bad. So I'm pretty happy about that. And today with the IC card, it's just easy because you just tap on and off. Kind of like an Opal card, if you're familiar with an Opal card in like Sydney and stuff. So happy I got that. I have also been collecting some gifts for friends and family. I can't send them out yet though because I'm completely out of money until I get paid, and then I can take them down to the station. But that just kind of gives me more time to find some more fun stuff. So I'm going to finish this vlog here tonight. I am going to make some spaghetti bolognese and make that for a couple of nights. Just eat that because I am a bit poor until my first paycheck comes in and I have my debit card. I don't have it until I have my debit card. I put all my cash like away onto my bank account so that it's ready to actually buy furniture. So I've saved that money, so don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go have a shower because it is super hot. You can tell I am sweating up a storm. My skin doesn't mind it, but I have found I'm very freckly at the moment. I have been using sunscreen every single day, and I invested in some UV sprays and stuff just for my face. I've also been covering my shoulders, neck and arms with UV shirts every day, so making sure I'm covered up because I don't want to get sun damage. I like my skin too much, and I also like my tattoos, and they will absolutely lose their vibrance and colour if I let the sun get to them. On tattoos, actually, I've only seen 3 people so far with tattoos, and that's pretty exciting. I know that people obviously think you're going to get stereotyped and things, but I've been covering mine just because of the sun. But I took my jacket off at a restaurant. No one kind of blinked an eye, and I think it's because my tattoos are kind of cute Pokemon and like stuff like that. So there's nothing kind of crazy going on. But I haven't been to an onsen yet. I haven't been to a pool or a gym or the beach. So when that happens, I will tell you, because I was planning to go to the beach the other day. That was a massive fail. I got kind of lost in the car and it was just a little bit chaotic by myself. I couldn't find anywhere to pull over, so I ended up just driving back and returning the car and being like, I'm done, tapped out. But that is an adventure for another day. But signing out from here in Japan, Diane, and I will see you in my next vlog, which we should be out next week because we're going to try and keep this routine. Thank you and goodbye.